Yeah, so the Flash Season 5 suit sucked. I don't know what they were really thinking when they were making that. Somebody should have just stopped and saw what they were making and just said to themselves, "Oh, well, this looks positively horrible." I mean, just look at his head. It doesn't look right. Also, it doesn't really conceal his identity. I mean, sure, it looks pretty comic book accurate comparatively to like the season 2 and 3 suit, but the season 4 suit was a little bit more comic book accurate. I mean, the bottom half of the suit, or not even the bottom half, just like every part of the suit except for the cowl, and which is basically just like a helmet now, is good. It's form fitted, it looks cool, it's bright and everything, but the cowl just doesn't look right. And I think one of the big reasons was that like Grant Gustin had to like stop a lot last season and even before that, but more so last season, because the way the cowl would go on his neck was super uncomfortable. He would barely be able to move in it. It was like really weird when they were making it. So they probably just wanted to make it like easier for him. But I mean, they could have at least covered up his neck a little bit more. Maybe just, I don't know, maybe made like a better chin strap or just like a strap all on its own that connects after. Like that would be a really cool way to do it. But yeah, I don't know. It's pretty cool, but yeah, like in this picture right here, the cowl does not look right. It looks really weird, and the material is completely different from the rest of the costume, which is also really weird. Yeah, so I think that kind of this season 5, Flash season 5 was supposed to be like the redemption season for Flash, because Flash season 3 and Flash season 4 both sucked. 4 less than 3, but they both suck nonetheless. So this was supposed to be the big one, right? So, but in the premiere, I thought that this season was going to be one of the best seasons of the Flash, if not the best season of the Flash, because it looked like it was beating every other season, but apparently not, because it kind of like Arrow in their season 7, which is the same year. The first half was pretty awesome, with the exception of like one meh episode. It was still really good, but then when it returned after the mid-season break, it dropped in quality, like it plummeted. I think most of that is due to Cicada and that whole thing, and the whole thing with Cicada was really weird because he started out really cool. I thought they were only going to give him like 8 episodes, but no, they stretched it out, and I don't think that was the right idea, because if they wanted to keep him the whole season, which they didn't, we'll get to that, if they wanted to keep him the whole season, they probably shouldn't have introduced him in the first episode at the end, and then have his first confrontation with Team Flash in the second freaking episode. Like, that's pretty dumb. And I don't know, maybe they're trying to make up for Savitar because they waited too much for that, and this one they didn't wait at all. And I think the Thinker, I actually like Thinker. That was like the best part of season 4 for me, but I think the Thinker was very well paced out, except for the whole body thing, but still that was the actor thing was not good, but it still paced it out fairly well. So I don't know, maybe they should have, it's Cicada, they should have introduced at like the mid-season finale, like that be the cliffhanger, like he meets Team Flash, and we could still have like a few scenes of Cicada and maybe get his flashback like we did in episode 7 still, but don't have him meet Team Flash until like the end of the mid-season or even the mid-season premiere. So yeah, they should have paced it out better. And to continue, I forgot, Chris Klein was the guy who played the first Cicada, and he was good at the beginning, but then he started getting all comic booky and he started talking like this. Like, it was so weird. He sounded like Darth Vader, like he was trying to be Darth Vader, but he still didn't really commit, so it sounded really weird. And when they introduced the Cicada, I'm just gonna call her She-Cada, which is the Grace Gibbons, aka Cicada 2, She-Cada, I don't know, whatever you call her. Anyway, when they introduced her, I thought she was going to be so much better, and her acting was not that different from his. If anything, I feel like I kind of liked his acting better than hers, because with her, she didn't really threaten me all that much. Like, she kind of seemed like something out of Legends of Tomorrow Season 4. But, yeah, so she didn't turn out to be that much better. His final plan with the whole meta bomb I thought would be really cool. But basically, it ended up, like, being Vibe just stopped her, and then Flash shot a mirror gun. He didn't really use his powers. She basically was so egotistical that she thought they couldn't do it, and she was just walking around. And then when Vibe took it down, her eyes just like popped right open. She was like, what the? Yeah, so I don't know what happened there. Also, the final battle in the Legacy episode, which is the finale, she only survived for like the first 20 minutes, and then she just left. And her like being erased was pretty cool to see, but Flash didn't really do anything. Like, he shot the mirror gun and like took away the dagger, but it was Nora who convinced the young Grace to take the cure. And by the way, here's an idea just popping up to my head. If you wanted to make the first Cicada, not She-Cada, if you wanted to make the first Cicada, I'm just gonna call him Orlin. If you wanted to make him a better villain, you would like for your villain to be connected to your main hero, right? And I thought that's what they were doing in the beginning, because Flash Season 5 is all about Nora coming back to the past, so he's dealing with his daughter. And then Orlin's whole thing is that his daughter, his niece, but pretty much his adopted daughter, got hurt, and that's why he's doing all this. And we didn't see any interactions of Flash and Cicada just talking about that, or confronting each other, and we never drew like any symmetry. Like, you could see that it was there, but they never brought it up that much, and I think that's a great way to bring out rivalry. And by the way, Todd Helbig, who was the showrunner for Season 5, he already worked with Jessica Parker Kennedy, the actress for XS. He worked with her before the show, so when she came on, what he did is that he basically made her the main character. And I think the final most ultimate mistake, and I think like move he made just to get Nora more time, and that was you could see it in like episode 17 in the finale, was making Cicada Orlin Dwyer, taking him out and giving the Cicada mantle to Grace Gibbons. And do you think Grace Gibbons would be a better rival for the Flash? No, because she can't relate to the Flash. She is the daughter. In her situation, she is like the daughter, basically. But who could she relate to? Nora, of course. So it basically just became the Nora season. It became the XS show. And it ended with Nora convincing the younger Grace instead of the Flash convincing like just Orlin, or like fighting Orlin, or talking to Orlin. No, it was all for XS, and I think that's where the season faltered for a lot of it, because Cicada basically he just kept flying away after every altercation. It didn't even make any sense, and yeah, it just got really dumb. And speaking of Nora, Jesus Christ, what happened with this character? She became one of the most annoying, one of the most like just unlikable characters on the show, and she was given the main spotlight after they came back, like with the mid-season premiere. It didn't look good at all for the show. It just didn't make any sense. Also, the actress is good, there's no problem with her. It's just the fact that Nora was so whiny and everything. And then when she got revealed that she was working with Dawn, by the way, which, how stupid could she be? How stupid could she be to think that Dawn was actually like supporting her? But anyway, so like when that got revealed, Iris was obviously siding with her. I liked Iris's fight with Barry, but it was so dumb that Nora was let back onto the team and nobody cared. It was really dumb. And I don't know why the team ever really trusted her after that. It didn't make any sense to me. she was working with Dawn. She was compromised. It was dumb. It didn't make any sense. But I mean, that's kind of what season 5 was in the back. But anyway, so I'll talk about the other characters in the show. Obviously, I'll start with Caitlin. Caitlin's known as Killer Frost. I think that they started off the season pretty strong with her and her storyline, and just finding her dad and everything. I thought it was a really cool story, and once the 6th episode came along, it was something, the icicle, I can't even remember, but I really liked the episode. I don't know why they made her backstory so complicated, but I guess it was for the whole, oh, she can defeat Cicada thing. But yeah, so I'm that's trying to explain that is a whole nother video on itself. But anyway, yeah, so I really liked her story. She looked really cool. They keep changing her look a little bit every season, and I really liked her look this season. She didn't get an actual costume, but at the end of the season, we saw that she got a new one. She got a new costume, but we didn't actually see it. But that's for season 6. But yeah, I think that Killer Frost was really good. Ralph, he didn't really get that much of a character arc. We saw at the end that Sue Dibney is about to show up. I don't really know much about her, but yeah, it's supposed to be his big love interest, but nothing really happened with. So Cisco, did not like him this season. He became whiny, unlikable, not that funny. He was kind of funny in the first half, but not that funny. Big step down from season 4 and season 3. His previous run on The Flash, but yeah, I thought he was meh. Really, his love story with that Camilla girl was meh. It wasn't really interesting. Apparently he's gone, maybe. I think so. I think Iris had the most disappointing storyline and of all the characters, because let's face it, she didn't really have a storyline. They promised us the whole journalism arc and everything, but she didn't really have that. We kind of saw that in the beginning. We saw little parts of it with her getting her Central Citizen newspaper and getting her whole office and stuff. That was very little in scattered episodes, so pretty much not there. Spin, who is supposed to be her main villain, not there. She was there in episode 4, but Dak just didn't want to come back. And there was a whole, yeah, she was basically just Nora's cheerleader. She sided with Nora. I half agreed with her after the whole Eobard debacle, but anyway, yeah, so she was pretty disappointing. Let me think. Is it? I forgot her name. His name. August Hart, aka Godspeed, showed up. Pretty awesome. I liked his suit. The actor was okay. They might recast him, but he was okay. I would like to see him. He might be the season 6 villain for all we know. We also had an episode very late in the season. It was episode 20 called Gone Rogue. Very disappointing. The Weather Witch was a meh character. Ragdoll was amazing. I really liked his character and his powers and everything. The Bee Girl was better than last time, but then again, that's saying 1 is better than 0, which is true, but nothing. I want to see them return in season 6 better, but yeah, I mean, they were okay, but really disappointing because I was hoping for a really cool episode. That didn't happen. But anyway, let's get into my standout episode because I believe we've covered every character. Okay, now we're going to talk about my standout episodes for the season, which are Season 5, Episode 1, Nora, Season 5, Episode 6, The Icicle Comet, Season 5, Episode 8, What's Past the Prologue, Season 5, Episode 15, King Shark vs. Gorilla Grodd, Season 5, Episode 18, Godspeed, Season 5, Episode 19, Snowpack, and Season 5, Episode 22, Legacy. We also got the 100th episode this season, sorry, forgot about that, which I think was pretty awesome. I do think it was better than Arrows. I wish we would have got Thinker in there. I do think he should have been in there, but it was still a really good episode, and I do think it was as good as it should have been, and I loved it. I was gonna give the season an 8 out of 10, but I realized that the season should get the 7 out of 10 because I do not think it was that good. Anyway, I'll be making more DC TV show season overviews and some